So here we will get into the topic. See, before getting into union and its territory, little bit about preamble we will be handling. And preamble we can have because questions have been asked in that one too. So from there also we can take it up. 1 minute, let me see. Okay. Hope preamble, this one is visible to you all. Yeah. So preamble, salient feature towards the end, I usually used to put this. The very having a preamble itself is a salient feature of Indian Constitution. Why? Many a constitution don't have preamble. If you can remember, 1919 Act did not have a preamble. 1919 Act did not have did have a preamble. 1935 Act nor 1909 Act did not have a preamble. So, which act has a preamble, which doesn't have a preamble, there is a difference. 1909 Act did not have a preamble. So is 1935 Act, which is a very important act. But 1919 Act had a preamble. Having a preamble is a salient feature of the Constitution. Why? There are constitutions around the world which doesn't have a preamble. American Constitution has one. So is Indian Constitution. In fact, having a preamble we have adapted from 1919 Act. More specifically, the content of it, the way it is done, we have taken up from American Constitution, inspired by American Constitution. There is a topic for you all. Sources of Indian Constitution. From which country we have adapted what? Sources of Indian Constitution. In the sources of Indian Constitution, if you see, not many countries would be there from where we have adapted what? Whenever we say we have adapted, listen very carefully. There is a misnomer. There is a, I will call it mischief also. Not only misnomer, mischief also. Why? To say that Indian Constitution is merely a bag of borrowings, which was borrowed from everyone, got from everyone. There is nothing greatly indigenous to it. Trivializing the efforts of the makers of the Constitution. It's trivializing the efforts of the makers of the Constitution, which at no point of time can be adapted to be right or said to be right. It cannot. If you see here, preamble is one such thing. We were inspired by American Constitution, but ours is unique. Why I told? To say that Indian Constitution is borrowed by many countries, it is to say it as one statement without any ups and downs is a misnomer, not only misnomer, a totally mischief activity, because that clearly shows our lack of knowledge in the Constitution. Indian Constitution is not just borrowed. I take it as a teacher of, as a student of Constitution, which is evolving always. So anybody can be a student of it, and as a teacher of it. I say to you all, I have not come across a single article which we have borrowed from any country just like that and adapted it. We have not done that. We have not. We have not borrowed just like that and kept it. We have adapted it to our needs, Indian needs. That's where it all is there. We have changed it. See, a typical example I am saying, much of it is inspired by UK. UK ruled us, Britain ruled us. Much of our constitutional base was, laws were inspired by British. But at the same time, we did not adapt the monarchical or commonwealth setup or dominion status of those countries which were ruled by UK, be it Australia or New Zealand or Canada. Rather, what did we do? We adopted republic. We adopted the position of president from America, but gave him the powers of the King of England. Getting it or not? Adopted the position of president from America, American Constitution, but gave him the power, not like American president, King of England. We gave the power. We adopted the Westminster method of parliament, Westminster model of parliament, that is UK's version of parliament, parliamentary procedure. But we did not give parliamentary sovereignty. In case of India, constitutional sovereignty. In case of America, constitutional sovereignty. We didn't give parliamentary sovereignty. Hope you can understand what I'm saying. See, understand, that is where the juice lies. That is where the interest lies. That is the nectar. Understand it. Otherwise, because many a times I see trivial way people say, India, they have borrowed from. What borrowed? No poet comes out with the original ideas and all. Lakhs together, crores together in different languages, poets would have written about flower. Can we say one copied about other? They have written about love, they have written about women, they have written about men, they have written about anything, beauty, nature. Can we say one copied the other? Parallel inspirations could be there. Apart from it, reading one, you get another idea. You build on it. That is how human society was built. So, simply to say we copied and all is such a trivial idea. And again, I am saying we have not at all copied. We have adopted and used it, changed it to our changing needs. That's what examples I told you. We took from UK one idea, but infused an US idea. We took from the three lists from different constitutions. In fact, many constitutions have three lists. That's the truth. Australia has got them. South Africa has got. But residuary power, even Canada has got. But residuary powers, we adopted the Canadian model. We gave residuary powers to the center. In America, residuary powers with state. Some places, residuary powers is rest with the judiciary to decide who has the right to take. Likewise, different places, different ways, we have adapted to our needs. So we have took the core idea and adapted. Similarly, idea of preamble we would have inspired from USA. But the content of Indian preamble is one of the finely worded preambles of the world. I am making myself clear. I say finely worded preambles of the world. That does not mean the finest. It's finely worded. Getting it or not? So it is one of the finely worded preambles of the world. Okay. Now, this, what is preamble? What does preamble consist of? Preamble is introduction to the parliament. What introduction? Preamble brings out the gist of the constitution. How preamble came in? As I told to you, objective resolutions was the first to be presented in the parliament. Objective resolution. In that objective resolution, that was the first to be presented in the parliament. December 13, 1946, yesterday we saw. Jan 22, 1947, the discussions continued and objective resolution was passed. Here, that objective resolution consisted for what we have this Constituent Assembly. What kind of constitution we want? What are all its ideals and aspirations? Ideals means the means. Aspirations means the goals. Ideals means goals. So, that objective resolution had what did we do? After the whole constitution making was done, the objective resolution was fine-tuned. Extra words cut off. And we placed it at the starting of the constitution. The last to be placed was in the starting of the constitution. That's preamble. Objective resolution fine-tuned and placed there. Hope you are understanding. Fine-tuned and placed in the constitution. Okay. So that was the last to be placed. Inspired from America. 1919 Act itself had, but we are inspired from America. Take it there. So what is preamble? I have told you. So preamble is the gist of the constitution. How the constitution, what all this constitution has, like that preface, that the content, you can say the gist of the whole constitution is. What all does it contain? Apart from the gist means, apart from the gist, what it contains. Take it there. It says about who are the source of the constitution. Who are the source of the constitution. It says on what date it was enacted and adopted. It says. It explains the means, how we want to make India to be. It also says by making India to be like that, what we want to achieve. So, this is what the purpose. Purpose is, it consists of the enacting class. If you have Barak book, take the preamble. What is enacting class? On this day, 26th November, 1949, we do hereby enact, adopt, and give to ourselves this constitution. Is it there or not? That is called enacting clause. That is there. It contains the right and freedoms. That is goals and aspirations. When we say what are all the goals or aspirations, you can see, before that we will see the means, or here the source. it throws up the light of the source of what is the source of Indian Constitution. Indian Constitution, you can see starting. Okay, tell me someone in chat, what is the source of Indian Constitution? What is the source of Indian Constitution? I ask you people, right from school days, you would have read the preamble or seen preamble. Fundamental duty and preamble we would have seen. In school books notes they used to put. I'm asking from there. What is the source of Constitution? Is there in preamble? Okay, what? Who? My dear Sarah and allies. Okay. Listen. French Revolution, Russian Revolution and all inspiration, sources of Constitution. I am asking the basic, that is what we have adapted is there. From where this Constitution comes from is there in preamble itself. French Revolution, Russian Revolution is not there in preamble. In fact, inspired from French Revolution, you can put that word. But straight word from where it comes. Preamble starts with that. We the people of India. We the people of India. That's the source. Having solemnly affirmed to make India into a sovereign socialist democratic republic. Sovereign, secular, socialist, democratic republic. And that is the means. Source is we the people. We the people are the source. We the people, source. From where it comes? People it comes. So only Constitution is the most powerful law. Every other law should go with the Constitution only, because Constitution is the supreme. It comes from people. Every other law also comes from people, but indirectly. That is, people who are elected by, that is, people elect the representative, and through that, those laws are made. Constitution is made by Constituent Assembly, elected for the purpose of making the Constitution. So the source is people. This is the means or ideals to secure to all its citizens goals or aspirations. To secure to all its citizens what? Justice, social, economic, political, liberty of thought, expression, faith, belief, worship, equality of status and opportunity. Such a wonderful word, not general equality, which I will get to you later. And to promote them all, all fraternity, keeping in mind the dignity of individual and unity and integrity of the nation. And this one, in our Constituent Assembly, that is enactment class. So 4 parts we can divide. That is how it is there. 4 parts we can divide, and that is how it is. Isn't? So what is preamble we have seen? Means are ideals, goals are aspirations, enactment class, all we have seen. This is basic preamble. Whenever you read a preamble, and fundamental duty, 51A article. Those two items alone, read the verbatim as it is. Sir, what is verbatim? Verbatim means how it is written, the read accordingly. Preamble, they have not asked the question. Write down the preamble, they have not asked. But in many times, UPSC personality test, that is interview, they have asked people to say the preamble. Generally, I say preamble as well as fundamental duty, right from in your school books you can see printed in the first page, that is the cardboard page. And many times we cover the cardboard page with a brown cover. If not, also we don't read. Because in order to show we have read the book, the first casualty of the book would be the cardboard only. The front page, the top page only, cut off. It clearly, it is shown out that I am reading the book. So, 99% hardly people read what this preamble is or what fundamental duty is. But as Indian, know this preamble one thing. Apart from this, verbatim as it is, 51 capital letter A, class A to class K, you have fundamental duty. Sir, why fundamental duty and all we have to read it, sir? Why fundamental duty and all we have? See here, as like that fundamental duty, I say verbatim you read. Why? Many times they have asked the question. UPSC mains, they have asked the question. Write down any 5 fundamental duty. Write down the fundamental duties. These kind of questions, if you would write things as it is, then it would be of great value. The mark what you are going to get would be more. So verbatim, these 2 items only I say verbatim you read as it is. Like we the people of India having solemnly affirmed to constitute India Institute, likewise you read. These 2 items alone, other than that I will not say. Okay, we have seen. Now, see, Barak book, I have told you people to get a Barak book. Always keep your Barak book. Whichever book you want to read, Polity, don't forget Barak book with it. And in the Barak book, if you see, sir, how to read Barak book. Sovereign, Socialist, Secular, Democratic Republic. If that is there, here, Sovereign, Democratic Republic. These 3 are there. Socialist and secular, what it means is that when you read normally the footnote, we may wrongly understand that Sovereign Democratic Republic was added. No. Already instead of Sovereign Democratic Republic, already what was there was Sovereign Democratic Republic. Instead of Sovereign Democratic Republic. Sovereign Socialist Secular Democratic Republic was added by 42nd Amendment Act 1976. This is what it says. Similarly, if you see footnote 2, instead of unity and instead of this unity of the nation, you have unity and integrity of the nation. I hope you people understand what I tend to say, try to say. Keep it in mind. Okay. So unity of the nation. Fine. So this is the way you have to see the footnotes also. Don't confuse. This is the way you have to see. I am making myself very, very clear to you. Keep that in mind. Now, sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic, justice, equality, liberty, fraternity. separately seeing. All these are by themselves salient features of Constitution. All these are by themselves salient features of Constitution. What is it? So individually also we will see. First, sovereign. Sir, what is sovereign? Sovereign means unflinching command, authority which is neither internally or externally questioned by anyone. An authority which is complete, sovereign. An authority which is not having a mandatory need to submit itself to another authority. That's sovereign. That is called sovereign. Constitution says we want to make India sovereign. Here in India, when we say India to be sovereign, in India, what is sovereign? Britain says Britain is sovereign. Yes, Britain's sovereign means what? Britain's government is sovereign. And government sovereignty is exhibited through their power in parliament. Britain government, where parliament is sovereign, means in parliament any law made it's final. In parliament any law made, that is final. Hope you are understanding. So, this sovereign here means what? An authority which is not subject to taking orders from another authority like this. In India, even government is not sovereign. Then what is sovereign? Constitution is sovereign. Every authority, government, three organs of government, what are they? Legislature, executive, judicial. Those organs of government are bound to submit itself to whom? Those organs of government have to submit itself to Constitution. When I give a pass, I was expecting someone to write some answer chat actually. This is online class. Make it interactive. If you people don't make it interactive, okay, YouTube watching is different story. Even YouTube, you can put a question. But if you don't make it interactive, I don't think so. There is some, that's not a fair way, particularly in online class, any class that is needed. And make it interactive. Hope you are understanding. Because at least in a live class, looking at your face, I can see. Make it interactive. When I give a pass, I expect something to be put in the chat, typed, something in the sense relating to what I talked, not something means different. Okay. Listen. So in India, what is sovereign? Be it all the organs of government, judiciary, executive, legislature, all should correspond to the Constitution. Constitution is sovereign in India. How do we make India sovereign? By making a constitution that is sovereign. Sir, why do you explain this much for this? I am saying to you. Questions have been asked in UPSC. Mains questions asked. How far the Constitution, how far the preamble resembles the Constitution? You have put the preamble and you are saying it is just of Constitution. For example, you are asking about me, sir, say something about you. I say, I am the good person on earth, noble person on earth. I do no wrong. I say no lie. All I say about me. But every day I steal from people, I murder people, I do all kinds of things. What I said about me may be the gist of me, what I thought of me, I wanted to project of me. But what is really me? That is what they have asked the question. Is preamble the gist of the Constitution? Is this preamble express the spirit of the Constitution? Hope you are understanding what it means. Getting it or not? So we are explaining this. When we explain, it is your duty to also write down. Okay, fine. Sovereign. That's called sovereign. Socialist. Socialist and secular, last I will explain because little more there to explain. Now, democratic. What is democracy? How far Indian Constitution democratic? See, when I say democracy, democratic as a word, I make one thing very clear to you all. Never ever be in a misguided notion. Never ever be in that misguided notion. The democracy means immediately election should come to your mind. No doubt, election, electing the members by, electing the representatives by majority of the people is democratic, no doubt. But is it all about democracy? Democracy by the people, of the people, for the people, as said by Abraham Lincoln, is certainly an inspirational quote. But to bracket democracy within that, or without understanding it properly, is again a gross injustice one does to themselves. One does to themselves. Why? One does to his intellectual, cognitive capabilities. Why? Democracy is a way of life. To ensure a democratic way of life, has Constitution provided or not? Yes. How? Many articles in fundamental rights, DPSP, and beyond it, speak about democracy. Right to equality before law, Article 14, all law shall treat everyone equal. Equal protection of law be given to all. What is that? Democracy. Right against discrimination, Article 15. You be of any religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth. All will be treated equally by the state. Democracy. Article 25, democracy. Subject to public order, health, morality, and other parts of the fundamental right. Every person shall have the right to profess, propagate, practice religion of one's choice. Article 25. Democracy. Equal pay for equal work. Article 39D. 39 clause D. Democracy. 39 clause B and C. Clause C. That the economic system should not operate in such a way that it leads to concentration of wealth in fewer hands. That is democracy. 39B. The wealth of the resources of the nation shall be subserved for common good. Economic democracy, that is democracy. How many? These are all democracy, social democracy. Article 14, Article 15, Article 25, social democracy. Article 39B, 39 Class B, 39 Class C, 39 Class D, economic democracy. Article 326, political democracy. Political democracy. What is it? Universal adult franchise. People, irrespective of religion, race, class, or any of its sex, who have attained a particular age. That is decided by Parliament. Now 18. Earlier it was 21. Can have the right to vote. Article 326. Political democracy. Economic democracy. Article 39, Clause B, Clause C, Clause D. Social democracy. Article 14, 15, 16, 25. Social. Hope you are understanding. See, this way you would not find in books normally. Question on democracy is something that can come even in essay. It has come on in essay. Fourth paper, ethics, it can come. Wherever this comes, you should be in a position to address it. Elaborately, I am seeing, we are seeing this topic. Preamble also, you should be in a position to address it. If I am not wrong, 2003 question means the preamble's reflection of the Constitution. Then Republic. What is Republic? I told before itself. See, always when I teach about this topic, I used to say to my students, if somebody asks you about the state of education in India, throughout India, mostly the same. I will quote this example, state of education. Why? If you see here, what happens is, in this, our education system is market-centric. The first question asked to you after you finish your schooling, schooling itself is done that way only. Schooling, you are pushed to take a particular group in your PU level or 11th, 12th level. And there you are pushed to get into a particular professional course. After that, you get into that professional course. You are pushed for a PG in it. So everything is job oriented. In this, knowledge is a real love for knowledge is a casualty. Casualty. Why? The typical example is this. You ask people what is Republic. You ask correspondence and principles of school, sir, What is the difference between Independence Day and Republic Day? Most of them, I will not say all, most of them will be saying the same. We all, including you all, would have witnessed going to schools on Republic Day. Compulsory attendance, they will say. Morning 6:30, you should come. Flag hoisting is there. Students also go. Compulsory. And that fighting for that sweet chocolate or something given. Republic Day means first thing comes to mind is that chocolate or laddu or what this year. And who is going to distribute? How can we get more? This is the idea that is there. Listen to me. That's the problem. And how many Republic Days we would have seen? All Republic Day speech would be same. Republic Day and Independence Day. Freedom fight they will speak. How Mahatma Gandhi, how Jawaharlal Nehru, how Sardar Patel, how they will speak. Nothing wrong. I have done my graduation, post-graduations all. Even in my colleges, I have not seen a principal or a correspondent or a chief guest who comes to speak says what this Republic is all about. Why do we have this? Republic Day is meant to make sure India is no more ruled by monarchs. It is people's government. The head of the state is going to be elected. Who says that? The very sovereign authority in India, the Constitution says that. Head of the state is elected and not selected. Independence Day different from Republic Day. We got independence means conducting of government is done by Indians, not by oppressors, or what, not by the colonizers, British, no more. Rather done by Indians. That is what this Independence Day means. Republic Day means head of the state is elected and not hereditary. It's not writing monarch. Okay, not hereditary monarch. So that is the case. What resembles this in the Constitution? Article 54, 55, 61. These articles speak about election of president, removal of president. I am mentioning again to you all this kind of in preamble mentioning the Constitution, the article relating to it is not there in books, that you should only adapt the way I am saying to you. Separately, all of this we will see later, but you should also get to know this. So, Article 54, Article 55, Article 61. 54, 55 speak about election to president. 61 speak about removal of president. That is head of the state is the president. He is elected. How he is elected is there. How he is removed is there. Impeached. Sovereign also. I told you the meaning. Let me not write the meaning here. Space is not there. Okay. Sovereign. Having a written constitution and constitutionalism. Constitutionalism makes India sovereign. So constitution and written constitution, having a written, why written constitution is more specific. Written constitution enables all other laws made by the parliament corresponds to it. When it enables all other laws made by the parliament corresponds to it, then that makes the constitution supreme, sovereign. Okay, it is the constitution which is sovereign. Now, socialist. Now, till this we have seen as means. Now, socialist. With regard to socialist, what is this socialist? Why? What are we going? Questions have been asked before on this. What is this socialist? Why? Questions have. Questions have been asked on it. What is the socialist? Why was the socialist as a word not there when Constitution came into being? Why was it added later? These are things what we are seeing. Listen to me. Socialist. First of all, meaning of it. Then, why was it not there before? Why it was added later? And what is its significance? See, socialist means socialism. It is a kind of ideology which believes in redistribution of resources, making it very, very lucid, making it very, very simple. Always, I am saying to you all in exams, competitive exams especially, when an opportunity comes to you to write about a thing, go for, attempt for that lucid definition. It can be your own meaning, unless otherwise they have specifically asked you to define. It can be your own meaning, nothing wrong. It should be relevant to that song. Make sure. Socialism or socialist generally meaning distribution of resources for common good. Is it the only meaning? The base is that only. But different persons took the redistribution concept of redistribution in different manners. Immediately the word socialism, if I say, 99% we may be forced or tend to remember Marx, Karl Marx. And I will say that was one of the important reasons why we did not have the word socialist in the preamble, or at that time we didn't have it. Because the 1917 Russian Revolution gave impetus to revolutionary activities throughout the world. Many parts of the world, revolutionary zeal started coming up. And left, even yesterday we saw M. N. Roy, 1920, Tashkent, he started Communist Party of India. Communist ideology became popular. Even 1948, Great March of Mao, Chinese Communist Revolution happened. So, when the word socialism, I am saying today, 2021, if you hear, the first thing comes to your mind would be Marx. But do we follow Marxian version? Because why? Marx follows a different version of socialism. What that version is? Redistribution of resources by the state, he says. Absence of private property. to Marx, there shall be no private property. Absence of private property. This is what he says. Absence of private. This is what he says. So, state should be the owner of all property and states should be distributed. Simply, I am putting it. It's a big theory. Sir, what is the problem with it? We don't follow that Marxist socialism. We follow a Fabian version of socialism or Indian model, Nehruvian socialism. What is it, sir? We follow mixed economy. We adopt capitalist principles also, and so socialist principles. Those areas which employ, which go for huge employment, there we go for state ownership. Railways, mining, we go for state ownership. Or some areas which require huge labor, where profit should not be the motive. And many other businesses we allow private property, private persons to do also. Mixed economy. But in communist countries, it is states controlled economy completely. That is socialism. So we follow that version of socialism, which is also called Fabian socialism, which is also called Fabian socialism. Fabian socialism. What is Fabian socialism? See, or Nehruvian socialism, you put it this way. What is Fabian socialism? Fabians is a society name. The prominent members of it were George Bernard Shaw, Patrice Webb, Sidney Webb. They were all the prominent members of it. These Fabian socialists or Nehruvian socialists, Nehruvian socialism is adapted to. They believed that Marx was right in some place and wrong in some place. He is right to say when everything is given to the private sector, exploitation would be more because private sector looks into profit alone. He is right in that, but everything to be run by state is not also accepted. Why? Everything is run by state. State, it won't be good enough for the state to perform this. So that Fabian or Nehruvian socialism speaks about that. Secularism. So, okay, sorry, before I have to finish the other part of socialism. So we didn't adapt because why we didn't adapt? In 1947, when we got independence, even in 2021, we are thinking that the Marxian version to be the socialism means his name, then people would have misconstrued it. Sir, then why did they include in 1976 42nd Amendment? See, by 1970s, due to international events, for example, India participating in Bangladesh freedom struggle, instrumental, carving out Bangladesh out of Pakistan. India had to antagonize America. Our balance of trade was abysmally going low. Internationally, we needed support in lot many fronts. We were moving closer to Russia at that time. 1. 2. When state was looking and taking up lot of, for example, 1969, bank nationalization took place, Indira Gandhi's time. Privy purses abolition, that is the pension given to the erstwhile kings, were taken away. All this was done away with. Understanding? All this was done away with. This by Indira Gandhi's government in 1969-70s. This led to a movement of India towards socialistic principles more closer to the tough Soviet regime. Apart from it, there were a lot of questions in India relating to whether India is socialist or not. 1976, 42nd Amendment Act during emergency time, the Indira Gandhi government introduced the word socialist in the constitution. Now, write down this case law. This alone, I am not saying everything. This alone I am saying. Write down. Write down that case law. Only that I am saying. Write down the case law. Case law important, not all cases. Whichever I say to write, write that one alone. Now write. The Supreme Court stated that socialism is basic structure of the constitution. Is basic structure of the constitution. That alone write, nothing more. Then write down this case law. Later on I will explain to you. Write down this case law. Very important case. Write that. Write down this. The Supreme Court stated that democracy, secularism, among other concepts, or basic structure of the constitution. Got it? So this one alone, right? Nothing more. Now come back. So 42nd Amendment Act 1970, that is very important. 42nd Amendment Act 1976 made socialism basic structure of constitution. That's important. Fabian Nehruvian, I have said the difference that you should understand. Questions have come from this. First paper, GS. Socio-political philosophies, it is there. Questions have come. Similarly, ethics paper also, questions related to this can come. Second paper, that is our paper, polity paper, questions can come. So why it was included? Now, sir, in the constitution, where all the socialist, though the word socialism got introduced later, where all the articles there? Whole of DPSP. I will say whole of DPSP. Articles 36 to 51 speak about economic democracy. In fact, economic democracy is socialism. Economic democratic principles are socialism. Okay, got it? Fine. Now come back to secularism. What is secularism? Listen to me. What is secularism? See, even last year, I suppose, 2019. Oh, screen sharing on. 1 minute. Okay. Here, secular. What does that secular mean? Listen. This word is secular. Why we didn't include before, later on, why we include. France on 2019 mains paper explained the difference between, first paper I'm saying, GS1, paper 1, explain the difference between French version of secularism with that of Indian. That question was there. So, because there is a topic called socio-political philosophies, first paper also. So there also they can ask this question. Listen, if you know this, you can answer that also. Secular. Even France calls it secular. India also calls it secular. Many countries call that. What do we mean by secularism? There is a difference. Like socialism, it is not same meaning. In case of French secularism, it is closer to atheism. In fact, secularism came from atheism. Atheism did not believe in God or any supernatural entity, as well as it did not believe in morals also. Morals based, individual morals it favored. It favored individual morals, finished. But secularism did not believe in a supernatural entity, but believes in morals. Believes in morals. That's the difference. So, secularism, if you see, believes that they right in the mid 19th century, that is 1850s, Jacob Holyoake coined this term, secularism. That is non-belief in God or supernatural entity, but belief in morals, universal moral, that whole society can have a moral. France and all is closer to that. So only in France you cannot exhibit religious symbols in public places. In fact, that itself is offense. Exhibiting religious symbols in public place is offense. In India, no. Though we didn't have the word secularism when independence, we received independence or after that till 1976. Jawaharlal Nehru was once asked a question in Oxford University when he gave a lecture there. You call yourself secular, but though it is not there in our constitution, you call yourself secular. You want your country to be secular. How will it be? Jawaharlal Nehru said, the secularism of West is different from us. You abhor religions, you are of religions, you de-recognize religions, you don't recognize religions. But we cannot call de-recognize, you don't recognize religions, but India recognizes all religions. Indian government doesn't have a religion of its own, but it recognizes all religions. It doesn't have a religion of its own, but it recognizes all religions. Hope you can understand the difference. Secularism. So that is what Jawaharlal Nehru said. Articles 25 to 28 exclusively speaks about right of religion. That is again secular principle. I will even call 29 and 30. Though cultural, here even religious minorities are allowed to establish educational institutions, Article 30. People having distinctive language, script, or culture can have the right to maintain the same, own the same, secular rights. Even Article 15, 16, secular rights. Why? Irrespective of religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth, or here descent and residence, other two criteria. In case generally against discrimination for on jobs, opportunity, one cannot discriminate, state cannot discriminate. So these are all some of the articles, numerous are there. Why Article 326 also you can put it. There is no religion bar. A person to vote. Only age is the only criteria. Beyond it, everybody can vote. Secular criteria. How Preamble reflects the Constitution. Yes. Okay. Sir, why in 1976 it was introduced outrightly as secular? Already these articles were there. Why? That is what court has said in several cases. Why? That there are some vested interests who try to use religion for their narrower political gains in order to make sure that India is secular, and they know that it is secular. It is time we include and outrightly specify it as secular. Outrightly specify it as secular. Got it or not? So I hope you are understanding it. Actually, 1970s itself, different, even before that it was there, but it became little more. Janasangh was popular. Janasangh was using religion and all. Janasangh though consisted of many groups, but again, cultural nationalism was very much there. From Janasangh only came BJP. So at that point of time, using religion for political gain should be avoided, is what was said. And this whole thing was made. Hope you are understanding. Okay. So this, keep it in mind. Now, these are all, why it was added later means that is the reason. These are all the means. Now, justice, equality, liberty, fraternity. What justice? Social, economic, political justice. First, what is justice? Goal to achieve social justice. Justice and legality are not one and the same. Listen carefully. A law can be a just law or an unjust law. Yesterday we saw Anarchical and Revolutionary Crimes Act, Rowlatt Act, Black Act. This act is unjust, but it is legal. General Tyre, according to him, when he shot dead innocent people who were there gathered without arms, according to him, he was legal. Why? There was this law called Rowlatt Law. According to Rowlatt Law, without permission, if not allowed, you cannot gather in a place. He misused, abused his authority, no doubt. But there was a law for him. So you cannot equate justice and law same. Law can be unjust. What is justice? Justice means fairness. Justice means equity. That's justice. So, justice is what the word is. Provide justice, social justice, economic justice, political justice. How? Whatever we saw for democracy, those articles all apply for justice also. Same social, economic. When followed it properly, implemented properly in its true spirit, justice will dawn. Justice will dawn. Doing fairness in society. The authority should provide justice. Establish fairness in society. Equality of status and opportunity. They didn't say equality just like that, they didn't leave. That is where, again, that's genius mind of our constitution makers. Why? See, equality of status and opportunity. What is this equality of status and opportunity? Article 15. Article the Constitution nowhere says equality of income. In fact, you take Article 38, you will realize. The state shall make sure, Constitution says, the state shall make sure to minimize inequalities of income and to abolish inequalities of status. You shall abolish the inequality of status on the basis of religion, on the basis of caste, race. No one should be upper and no one should be lower. But on the basis of income, you cannot equate. This is again an example where we are Fabian socialists and not Marxist socialists. Take 38. Take 38. You can see that. Have any one of you looked at it? Has any one of you looked at it or not? I'm asking you people. Has any one of you looked at it or not? Taba, where it is? Where it is? Say where it is. Taba, I'm asking where it is. Which article? Class 1 or class 2, where it is? Have you seen or not? Where it is? See there, article 38. Have a look, then tell. Liberty of thought, expression, faith, belief, worship. Okay. Liberty of thought, expression, faith, belief, and worship. They have made it. What is liberty? It does not say freedom. They clearly mention it as liberty, not freedom. Why? Liberty, when they say liberty, is always qualified with restriction. Freedom, you don't have this restriction. Liberty is always qualified with restriction. Taba. 38 class 1 na. Why did I ask you to see that? Huh? This 38 class 2. Have you people got this book or not? Barak book, which I asked you to buy. Not a difficult thing to buy. First class, when I said itself, if you would have bought 38 class 2, not 38 class 1, what I said is there. You should take it and see. If you are serious about clearing this exam, follow what I say. If not, follow what your mind says. I have no problem. Or follow anyone else says, I have no problem. Want to clear this exam, follow what I say. I quote the questions that have been asked and I say to you. I don't even say question asked. I say what question. How to answer. The key for the future questions of UPSC to understand is present. So only I'm taking 38 class 2. See there and speak to me. To minimize inequalities of income and abolish inequalities of status. It does not say abolish inequalities of income. Then liberty. Liberty is always qualified. Liberty of thought, expression, freedom. Thought, expression, faith, belief, worship. Article 19, 21, 25 to 28. All this speak about this. All this. And to promote among them all fraternity. What is fraternity? What is fraternity? Someone type. Why? Even fraternity you won't type or what? What is fraternity? Equality. Liberty, equality, fraternity. French Revolution gave. Then what is fraternity? What's that? What is it? Brotherhood. Good. Good. Brotherhood. To promote among all Indians common brotherhood. That is fraternity. Keeping in mind, sharing common interest. Accepted, Robin. Yes, Sarah also correct. Accepted. Common interest, brotherhood. Brotherhood is the direct meaning. Common interest again comes within brotherhood. So, sense of common brotherhood. Without tampering upon unity and the integrity of the country. Sir, for fraternity, is there any article? Yes. Constitution has made fraternity a fundamental duty. Article 51 A E 51A E. Article 51A E. See there, you will find the word. It is fundamental duty of every citizen, every person, to promote common brotherhood. There are not. See there. So these are the goals. Through the means, we have to achieve these goals. Hope I made my point. The next part of this preamble, I would be handling after a break. 10 minutes break, I will handle. Okay, next part I will handle after the break. Got it? Fine.